And we have a 10-minute video that you guys can view to know all about Save Kids Now.
And the website is right here, and at the top is the 10-minute bill. And it's a federal bill we have passed to protect kids. Representative John Kline, right here in Minnesota, can sign that bill yesterday and have this bill on the 10-minute video, guys. Please watch it. All right. See John Kline. Hi, Representative John Kline. This is Paula Flo. I'm here at Mall of America, and I am among people who are in favor of H.R. 3027, and we would like to encourage you to sponsor this bill or co-sponsor this bill and ask the members on the committee to do the same. Do you want to say anything, young lady, to Representative John Kline?
Yes, I would like to second everything that Paula Flo just said.
All right. Well, thank you, John Kline, and we do believe you're going to do the right thing. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. That was John Kline. He heard you. Now he's heard your voice.
We are recording. We are at the corner of Nicollet Avenue and Burnsville Parkway, the intersection where John Kline's office is located. We're pleading with John Kline to co-sponsor H.R. 3027 to stop the hitting in the schools. We're going to ask the public to join us on this mission, as we know most of them will. How's it going, ladies?
It's going very well. You know what street this is?
We're at the corner of Nicollet Avenue and Burnsville Parkway.
Oh, great. Can you get a video of the street sign just so I always remember where we started our campaign?
Sounds good.
Shines in all creation. Before the beginning of the sun, your light is never ending. And baby, think you thought you were just a pretty, pretty face. Beyond time and space, you are divinity and grace. Whoa. Every time a tear falls from your eye, an angel comes down from the sky to lift you up, to lift you up, and remind you of who you are. You can paint the earth and rain with a single thought, or if you so desire, you can bottle up just one drop. I know it's been a long, long time since you tried. Whoa, but after you've cried, it feels better on the inside. Every time a tear falls from your eye, an angel comes down from the sky to lift you up, to lift you up, and remind you of who you are. If you don't know now, baby, who you are, you're gonna find out soon, baby, that you're a star. Oh, 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 oh. See, you've known since birth there's more to life than earth. I'll remind you of who you are. Every time, every time, every time, every time. Remind you of who you
What you are viewing right now is a march that took place in Washington, D.C. on June 21st, 2012. The temperature was 104 degrees, and that did not stop a group of us who were in the capital city to go to the office of U.S. Education Committee Chairman John Kline to urge him to protect the school children who count on his responsible and integrable leadership so that they may learn in a nurturing and safe environment. The bill that we are fighting to have come to pass and pass into U.S. federal law is Ending Corporal Punishment in Schools Act, H.R. 3027. I'd like to remind my viewing audience that the first state to ban U.S. school beatings was Governor Marcus L. Ward. That was in the state of New Jersey. Marcus Ward took time to write the 13th Amendment, which prohibited the slavery as it was then on the plantations under the whip, the paddle, and perhaps the noose if you did not obey and do what you were told to do. And so Marcus Ward said that the wooden board, the paddle, was a slave tool, and he did not want to be a hypocrite by banning the practice of slavery in the U.S. and then leaving the very tool that makes slavery what it is in U.S. classrooms. So what I would like to do is take a few minutes to read a few letters written by Jordan Ryak on this issue. Jordan Ryak is the author of the website www.nospank.net, and he leads an organization called Parents and Teachers Against Violence in Education, of which I myself am a board member. And this is one of his letters. It says, "To whom it may concern, in the school systems of 19 states, corporal punishment of students is currently permitted. It consists mainly of their being battered on the pelvic region with a wooden board, and teachers who commit the act enjoy immunity from prosecution. It seems that virtually everyone in a position of authority or influence turns a blind eye or pretends it's all for the best, and the conversation on the subject, when it occurs at all, is accompanied by a wink and a nod. That makes the teaching profession in those states a magnet and safe haven for sadists and sexual deviants. One might compare such a school system to a brewery that has a policy permitting employees to drink to their heart's content while on the job. Inevitably, such a work environment becomes a paradise for alcoholics. Sincerely, Jordan Ryak." That letter has been distributed to several school districts where paddling is still permitted. This is another letter written by Mr. Ryak, again, to whom it may concern. Parents, teachers, and other caretakers who spank children in order to teach them a lesson are accomplishing the very opposite of their stated aims. Spanking's main effect on a child is the rapid release of stress hormones into the bloodstream. This is nature's way of preparing an endangered organism for combat, not to listen and learn. Spanking makes children feel threatened and abandoned and in no frame of mind for learning. When parents say they follow spankings with hugs in order to reassure the child that he or she is loved, they are deceiving themselves. Blending pain with tenderness in the treatment of children is a dangerous recipe. When spankers cite the Bible to justify their behavior, not long ago, wife beaters, segregationists, and slaveholders did the same. Among the nastier punishments prescribed by the Bible is the burning to death of prostitutes in Leviticus 20:27, and the stoning to death of women who aren't virgins when they marry, Deuteronomy 22:21. When parents argue that their spanked children turned out just fine, that's hardly proof of spanking's benefits. They were lucky. It could have gone the other way, and often does. These are things to think about, and it's interesting that to have a smaller amount of information on something that may be harmful. For example, if we are giving our children medication and it says give them only 1 teaspoon, we're so strict about following that scientific evidence and information, yet there's so much out on the harm caused by striking children with wooden boards or with the hand or just striking them at all. And yet we continue to pretend that this is for their very good. I'd like to read a few other just statements made by very well-known people in our world. This one is by Eleanor Roosevelt. She wrote, "When will our consciences grow so tender that we will act to prevent human misery rather than avenge it?" This one is written by Dr. Benjamin Spock. "If we are ever to turn toward a kindlier society and a safer world, a revulsion against the physical punishment of children would be a good place to start." This one is written by Mahatma Gandhi. "If we are to teach real peace in this world, and if we are to carry on a real war against war, we shall have to begin with the children." And this final one by Nelson Mandela. "There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children." You know, these are some things that adults who protect children or take care of children want to think about. Sometimes we think we're protecting children by beating them. Some people say, "I don't want him to go to jail, that's why I will beat him." Here's an example of that kind of thinking. This is a little bit different. This has to do with a different type of pain that is allowed in our schools, bathroom pass denials. And I just want to take a moment to read this because all of this is under punitive action. This is an open letter to Arkansas educators, and it's written once again by Jordan Ryak, and he says, "Dear educator, I am in receipt of a letter from a mother whose children are currently enrolled in the 3rd and 5th grades in an Arkansas public school. She describes how they, while under the control of the school, are subject to cruel treatment and witness cruelty toward others. She says that they are under constant stress while at school. She reports that they sometimes experience nightmares after a particular bad school day. She wrote mainly of children being corporally punished or threatened with it, and of their being required to negotiate complicated penalties if they need to use the restroom at times the teacher deems inappropriate. Corporal punishment typically involves being battered on the buttocks with a wooden board. The risks are obvious. No standards govern the practice, and there is no way to determine if some invisible line has been crossed until after the act.